Hi, and welcome to Show of Hands Hangout number 24. Uh, I'm Firefly 5. This is mommapomba, and we have a new guest today. So why don't the two of you introduce yourselves, starting with our new guest.
I'm PuppyLvr on Show of Hands. My name is Kyra. Hello.
And then Kyle.
Do I still have to introduce myself here all the time? No. I'm MrLucchesse on the app, and Kyle Lucchese in real life. Uh, yeah.
So we had a few more people lined up. Things didn't quite work out, so we've got a small group today, which means it'll probably be a shorter show.
It's
But
very intimate.
what's that?
It's very intimate.
Yes, that was totally the plan. This wasn't because anyone didn't work out at all.
They're
Um,
scared of me.
Everyone's scared of PuppyLvr.
Yes.
Everybody's all like, Puppy Lover, I love her.
Tell us about your vicious guard dog.
Yeah.
He doesn't exist. I have an angel. He's right here, actually. See him? Yeah, he's.
I don't know if anyone has seen pictures of that dog, but in pictures, he looks like the most depressed animal I've ever seen. Like he belongs in an ASPCA commercial.
He doesn't. He's just really like he has his puppy dog eyes. Yeah.
So I'm going to commit suicide in about 5 minutes, guys.
No. There's I want carrots eyes.
Put him in one of those commercials with Sarah McLachlan. I mean, if anything was going to make you more depressed, things are awful. So we should do some questions.
Yeah.
On that note, would you rather never be afraid or never be tired? You're first.
I would rather never be afraid.
Yeah?
Because I love to sleep. Yeah. I do love to sleep, and I'm good at it.
You are.
Very good.
I'm good at it. Okay.
I'm good at it.
I'm good at it too.
See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's all like, how could you sleep to them playing on the piano? I'm like, they did what?
Exactly.
If sleep were a sport, she would be All-State or something.
What? Can I do like gold medal?
Sure. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Dunk.
How about you, Kyra?
So if you don't get tired, does that mean you don't need sleep, or does that mean you just can never ever fall asleep or something?
I think it means. I think maybe you still need sleep, but you kind of just function at 100% until it's time to go to sleep. Maybe you still need a certain
Oh, okay.
amount.
Oh, that's
Maybe you just never get tired. Maybe you get extra time.
No, there's no way that your body can just go 100%.
okay. Most of the things we talk about make no sense.
Okay, so never get tired means for 20 hours a day you can function at full capacity.
Would you want to?
What's the other option?
The other option is, what was it?
Never be afraid. Huh. I think I'm gonna have to go with never tired. I could get a lot more done that way.
But let's be realistic. You would probably just up your production for maybe the first 2 or 3 days, but then after that, really?
That's a good point. I'd probably just use it to watch more TV or something.
That's what I'm saying.
More Netflix.
How many YouTube videos can I fit more in then? That's what I... Yeah. Anyway, I don't mean to change your answer, but...
How about you, Kyle?
The more time to procrastinate, the better. Yeah.
You don't
I mean,
sleep
I do
anyway.
it
Why would you
anyway,
choose
so-
that one?
I mean, there aren't many things that I would say I'm particularly afraid of. I mean, the only reason I'm afraid of things is like the possible consequences be on them, not specifically doing an action. Yeah, I'm still going with the not being tired.
Okay. What about you?
I'm going with the not being tired too. I honestly, I think a certain amount of fear is probably healthy. Um, I think I would do some ridiculously stupid stuff. Okay, maybe not anymore.
Just
Alright, so
because you're
I'm
not
trying to think
afraid
of this.
doesn't mean that your logic still isn't there.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah, but I mean, fear plays into a number of decisions that you make. I mean, logically, you could conclude that I can jump off of this building and be safe. But
No,
What kind of logic are you using?
I was
exactly.
gonna say
I'm going to jump off of buildings.
I don't know. I have degrees in physics. That's actually a kind of logic I can't make work. That specifically. No, you're right. Yeah, I think never be afraid. I'm already awake enough. More than enough. Could probably be good for me. I could actually probably stand to be more tired from time to time. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'll go with never be afraid. Uh, oh, there was one. Um, would you rather have no? This is from Jurassic Corn Dog, who has just the funniest name. I think I actually laugh every time I read it. Uh, oh yeah, we have done a question like this before, but would you rather have no internet access ever or have Nicolas Cage always be within 1 meter of you? Kyle.
Always? Like, until he dies, right?
I think until you die.
That makes no sense.
Why does that make no sense?
He has to die first.
No, he doesn't.
No?
You
You
gonna kill him, Kyle?
Can I kill him?
Well, yeah, but then his corpse is within 1 meter of you forever, and that's gonna start smelling bad.
What if you what if you just have his ashes?
I think that'd be okay.
Ugh.
Although it'd be kind of the whole cremation process would be ridiculously intimate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to go with the Nicolas Cage thing. I need the internet for too many things.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah,
He'd learn some stuff.
probably because I don't know what to do without the internet.
I know. I need the internet.
Nicolas Cage is dying before I am. I'm not having his corpse near me for it's too much. And like running and stuff.
That just means that he's gonna have to keep up. That doesn't mean you have to drag him along for your runs.
Come on, Nick, let's go.
I know.
Another
You're
thing
really
is,
killing the time here.
another thing is if he's like that means that you can go everywhere he goes too. It's like if he goes to some like nice fancy place, then you can kind of just tag along.
That's what I'm saying.
Really close to him, but you can't.
Yeah. See? Fried pickles.
Fried pickles, huh?
Yep. Because that's what I assume they serve at really fancy places that Nicolas Cage frequents. Yeah, it was the Beebs last time.
It was. Yeah, and that'd be worse.
I don't know. He seems to be pulling his head out of his butt. I couldn't got up there much farther, but I hope that he's changing it for the good. Also, on that note, if anybody watched his roast, just watch the Martha Stewart part because that was funny. A little inappropriate, but pretty funny.
A lot inappropriate, but really funny. She was much funnier than I ever thought Martha Stewart could have been.
I'll have to watch it because I really don't like Martha Stewart.
I don't either.
Me either, but she
And
did
this didn't
really well.
This didn't really make me like her, but it definitely had me laughing. Would you rather be locked up in an asylum or be free but dangerous?
Dangerous to myself or others?
Yes.
Yes.
But, okay, so if you're locked in the asylum, are you nuts? Or are you in your clear mind and you're locked in the asylum?
Oh.
Because if I'm nuts, I would rather not be a harm to anybody else around. So that is where I would, I should be. But if I am not,
In your right mind. In your right mind in an asylum, or not in your right mind but free.
I think you would go crazy if you were in your right mind and you were locked in the asylum. No?
Eventually, you likely would.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe.
I think so.
Probably, but then you'd be in the right place, and you're there anyway. They probably have Jello in little cups.
Worst question ever. How
I'm sorry.
depressing is that?
No. There were many worse questions.
So what sells you on the asylum is that they left Jello in little cups.
No, I think Jello's disgusting.
Oh, okay.
No, if you open up your fridge and something's moving, your instinct shouldn't be to eat it.
What kind of Jello do you have?
Jello moves. It like wiggles and stuff.
Not by itself.
Okay, there are other things that move that you too.
In your fridge, though, Kyle?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I eat any moving stuff. I think everything's pretty stationary by the time I eat it. I mean, I like steaks really rare, but not moving rare.
You just go tackle it in the field. Come back!
I'm not going to take a bite out of a cow. It's the fur.
It's stuck in your teeth for days. Do you get visitors at the asylum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As many as someone at an asylum would normally get.
Yeah, I don't know how many that is.
In books I've read, it's usually a couple.
Yeah.
And then people give up on you. But I guess if
I
you're
was just going to say.
What's that?
I was just going to say you have a few for a little while and then they give up.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad.
Well,
I just finished
there
watching.
and you're sane, they'd probably keep coming.
Well, why were you there in the first place?
Because you chose not to be crazy and running around.
Well, I would probably choose to be locked in the asylum then, because I don't want to be a danger to somebody else or myself. That's not cool. And I guess I'd probably really learn how to play the piano well. And ping pong. Because I feel like that's what they do there in movies and stuff. They're always playing ping pong and playing the piano. So, that's sad. It's sad.
How about you, Kyra? Are you being locked up or running free and dangerous?
What's that laugh for? How dangerous am I? Like, am I just gonna slightly annoy people, or am I gonna somehow wind up killing someone or something?
Dangerous enough to where you're probably going to hurt someone. Maybe not kill, but hurt.
Wouldn't they just...
Would I eventually end up in jail?
Yeah, wouldn't they just lock you up anyway?
We'll say that you would be...
So either of these scenarios lead to you being crazy and locked up.
We'll say that you won't be locked up.
You've got very persuasive eyes, so when they ask you if you did it, you tell them no, they'll believe you.
You're not the droid they're looking for.
Exactly.
I'd probably just take the Xyno and just want to be around hurting everyone.
Kyle, you're gonna go hurt people, aren't you?
Oh yeah. When you said I wasn't gonna end up in jail, I was like, oh, that's easy. Yeah. I just finished watching the second season of American Horror Story, which happens to be Asylum. And if you haven't watched American Horror Story, you should.
Usually you just go running around hurting everyone and not winding up in jail anyway, so...
Why don't you want to watch it, Julie?
Have we met? Have we met? I think we have. And I'm fairly certain we've talked about things like after the show's done, and that looks like the epitome of everything that would make me so not right. Not right. No, I can't.
Can we English, please?
You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
We can talk about it later.
Okay. No, there are things that I know that just would not be good for me, and that's among them.
Whatever.
I'm sensitive. I even tried to like read an article on it because Matt Bomer was on one, but I don't think he was in that season. And they were like, warning, something, something. I couldn't even read about this stupid episode, so I was like, oh, it's not good. It's not good. Nuts. Anyway, it's in an asylum. Kyle,
Yes.
it's in an asylum.
Yeah. We'll talk about it after.
I saw pictures and there was like crazy clown faces, and then there was one where there was like snakes coming out of people's mouths and
No,
stuff.
that's the 4th season.
Oh, there's 4 seasons?
The 5th is coming up. I'm so excited. I haven't finished the 3rd or the 4th yet, though.
So when I was in high school, there was a place, there were some back roads that you could take, and we would just go exploring places. And there used to be an asylum there, and it burned to the ground. And talk about creepy places to go explore, but it was pretty cool. There were like little bits and pieces that were still standing enough to be rooms, and yeah, I think that entire place was just the creepiest place that I've ever been. I don't know. On a slightly related note,
Wait,
Oh,
so what are you doing?
I'm getting locked up.
I'd come visit you.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'd bring you brownies.
Excellent. That sounds like fun. Maybe we can get locked up in adjacent rooms. I doubt they'd lock us in the same
I
room.
was like, why can't we be in the same room?
Well, no, we'd have
They've
to.
got the harnesses. Heyo! Anyway, sorry.
Oh. Would you rather live without butter or live without cheese?
Cheese!
Same.
I love me some butter. I don't know, though. They have some pretty nice butter substitutes. Cheese substitutes aren't kind of yum.
Butter's in a lot of things, though.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, you just promised me brownies. I don't want substitute brownies. I'm going to be locked up in an asylum.
There's no butter in those brownies.
There's butter in the brownies.
Maybe those brownies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with cheese.
It's alright, you don't have to actually do it. It's just a question on a silly show thing that we do.
I know, but then it really makes me think about how much life would change if I was locked up in an asylum with no cheese. What the worst ever.
Imagine if one day down the road, all of the decisions that we're making on these shows come to fruition. Life
That
would
would-
suck.
You've got
Right.
Nicolas Cage and Justin Bieber following you around all the time.
Oh, that would be bad.
That would be bad.
And we'd be stuck in like some haunted house for however long that is.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What were some of the other really bad ones?
We had to kill our neighbor.
Yeah, that's okay. He deserved it. He was holding back the cure.
Okay. Anyway, we'll do a highlight reel sometime.
Yeah. I bet we can do that.
Okay, Kyle, what are you doing? Butter, cheese.
I'll get rid of cheese. I use it every once in a while, but I don't use it on many things.
Okay.
I would get rid of cheese too. I mean, I love cheese on like sandwiches. It's really hard to eat a sandwich without cheese, but butter's on so many more things, including my sandwiches.
It's so delicious too.
Mhm.
Butter makes the world go round. Okay, next question. See, that's much nicer than getting locked in an asylum.
On a less nice note, Beth Missy asks, would you rather eat a bowl of your own vomit or a bag of hair?
Ooh. What?
I-
Do I get butter?
Uh,
I don't think I. Wait, a bag? Like, how big of a bag are we talking?
How big of a bowl?
Probably
Ugh.
comparable amounts. I would think the same amount of each. So it's not like there's Because if there's a big size difference, then the
Right.
answer is you put a bunch of sriracha on it and just hope that it goes down without tasting. I'm going for the hair. I'm just saying.
Of my own hair or just somebody's hair?
I don't know. I would probably guess your own because it's your own vomit too.
I would eat my own hair. Yeah. But vomit, oh my gosh, that's...
Your hair smells good. I might eat your hair before mine.
Thanks, honey.
Uh-huh.
Can you
Weird
like
com-
mix it in with other things?
What do you want to mix into your hair?
No, like I don't know, like just kind of shred it up into teeny tiny little pieces and then like put it in something else. I don't know, make it less disgusting.
I was gonna say,
Like, you want to saute it? Sprinkle it over?
I feel like whatever you put it in, you're never gonna eat it again because you're just gonna remember all those tiny little hairs that kept tickling your mouth.
I'm
Put it in-
thinking peanut butter jelly and hair.
What?
It's going in Jello. I already don't want to eat that.
Yeah, but that's even worse because once you actually get through the Jello part, there's like hair, like...
No, because I can encapsulate it in Jello. Just swallow the Jello, because it's not like you really need to chew it.
That's
And
okay.
then
Just choke to death on hair covered Jello. Wonderful way to go.
I'm really disgusted by having eaten the Jello anyway. I don't know.
Just, Chef Missy, you're wrong. You are so wrong. So wrong. I guess I have to go for the hair too. It's the smell of the vomit that would just not. I couldn't.
It would make me want to vomit more.
It would.
I
And
know.
then you have to eat
And then you
that.
have to eat that.
Hey, wait. It depends. What did I eat? I'm just kidding. Gross.
It doesn't depend at all.
It doesn't depend. That's disgusting.
How about you two?
Yeah, I would think I have to go with the hair. That it just won't smell too bad.
Mm-hmm. Kyle said he was gonna choke down a bag of hair.
Yeah, I just.
I know, right?
It's so dirty.
It is.
Kyra, Zod says hi and that we've missed you around here. And we
Oh.
have.
Thank you. I've been lurking around a bit. I just haven't been commenting really.
Come jump back in.
I might. Very busy.
Don't be so pushy.
Yeah.
No, Kyle's been much pushier than that, so don't worry about it. He's got you covered.
Let me say, I don't mean to offend.
No problem.
I'm told that I'm very actively trying not to offend people, but I'm told this by a less than reliable source. Would you rather become shorter but better looking over time, or uglier but smarter?
I'm still getting smarter. I don't care. I mean, your body's gonna go to pot anyway. You might as well be smart. Well, good at.
Or you could become really, really short and really, really...
No.
No.
Nope. Nope. I'm gonna be smarter.
How about you, Kyle?
Smarter. I value my intelligence over other aspects of my being, considering it's pretty much the only thing I have.
Shut up.
Aw, Kyle. It's true. Anyway.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm just kidding. Kyle, you know we love you.
Yeah.
We can be smart.
Enough to be brutally honest. No.
We can be smart and all those together, Kyle. I'll take over the world.
Okay,
probably
let's go. We'll scare everyone with our newly founded ugliness.
That's what I'm saying.
And you'll probably know the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been practicing for years.
Oh.
Kyle.
How about you, Kyra?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be smarter too. Cause like, first of all, I can't lose any more height. That's like, I don't have much to lose. And then Like,
How tall are you?
I'm like 5'6" or so. 5'5", 5'6".
You're a giant Asian.
I have half white genes. I'm like, I get right there. No, and then like I could always use some more intelligence. That would be helpful. No.
She's taller than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Do you live around really tall people?
Not at my school, but in general, yeah. I'm like usually the shortest one around.
Okay. I used to. So Michigan is split up kind of funny, and I used to live on the other side of the state where um, I was definitely among maybe the top half or top third in height of the people I was around. And I'm not especially tall. I'm like 5'11", 6 foot. Um, but then I moved to the other side of the state where everyone is like half Dutch or three-quarters Dutch, and the average height goes from being, 5'8" to being 6'3".
Yeah,
Um,
my family's Dutch, so.
okay. Moved to the land of giants. But yeah, I'd rather be more intelligent and uglier. That would be just fine by me. If we're around your family, I'm short enough anyway. Uh, would you rather be horribly sick, meaning fever and vomiting for a week, or have a fever for 1 week and you're vomiting the next?
And then you're done.
Yeah, so like you're either
Really sick.
double
for 1
sick
week.
for 1 week, or single sick for 2 weeks, I guess.
What the vomit, guys?
Well, this one just happened.
I have to answer first.
No, Kyle's gonna answer first.
I wasn't paying attention.
Nice job.
We're fine. Kyle, you can either be really, really sick, meaning fever and vomiting for 1 week, or you can have a fever for 1 week and vomiting for the next. I guess you can change the order of that if you want.
I guess both.
You'd rather just do it all at once?
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I wouldn't want to be out of commission that long.
I don't handle sickness well.
How about you? What are you doing?
I'm gonna get double whammy, yo. Fever is the worst. If you would have said you can have a fever for 1 week or you can vomit for 2, I think I would choose vomit for 2.
Yuck.
Well, we all don't have velociraptor
It's
issues
really
like you
bad.
do. I'm a dainty vomiter, unlike this guy here. You could hear him probably down the block. It's horrible.
But I never do it.
Yeah, well, I always feel bad because then you're so sick, and then all I can think of is, the rest of us don't need to hear this.
I know, and I try to send you away.
No.
Um,
But I would rather vomit for 2 weeks versus having a fever for 1. I hate having fevers. I don't know what it is, but it's like my entire brain stem hurts. Terrible. Terrible.
I'll take it all at once. The fever doesn't bug me. And if I'm going to be vomiting for a week anyway, I'll just take the fever right at the same time back to 100% every year.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have 2 weeks to just be sick.
No. No, I feel like the fever just kind of, for me, all it does is kind of slowly drag me down, but it doesn't, I don't really get achy, I don't really get whatever, it just kind of feels like a small anchor.
I feel like if you would have changed it to like vomiting and diarrhea simultaneously, or you could have one week and one the other,
Oh,
that
that'd
might
be
have been a little
awful.
bit, you know what I mean? Because who wants to have it both ends but
I would still pick that.
you serious?
Yep. I want to go through my 1 week and then go back to eating food. Oh, that's the worst part about being sick is that afterwards you're so very hungry.
I'm not hungry after this, eating a bag of hair.
Oh,
I'm mad at you, Chef Missy. Mad.
Would you rather live in a house full of cats or on an island by yourself? And by the way, the only thing to eat on the island is cat.
Like, how full is this cat? Like,
Yeah.
like
How
you
full is the house
can't
of cats?
maneuver around, or
Uh, they're they'll part enough for you to walk.
I think I would have to choose the island just because when you have that many cats, it is not sanitary. They have there's no way that you can make sure that you would clean up after them and stuff like that. And it's not. People have come into hospitals delirious and hallucinating because their cats had peed on stuff and they have like this weird bacteria or worm or crap in their intestines. And if you don't take care of it properly, it can make you ill. So I'd eat a cat.
They're really bad news.
Well, that many of them,
Not,
there's no
I was gonna say
way.
not to eat. I mean, I feel like if you cooked it, it'd be fine. What? I'm saying, cook it. It's fine.
I can't handle that many cats. That's not good.
Wait, are you alone on the island?
Yes.
Hmm.
Maybe you're really just in your asylum cell and you think you're on an island.
It's possible.
So I can't do that many cats. I don't like fur. I don't like that.
Everything's
So,
already covered in fur here, so.
no, we don't have any pets.
Hmm.
Just have small children. So it's sticky.
Same difference.
Yeah. All right, sorry.
I'd have to go with the house of cats. It would seriously gross me out, but I couldn't be alone on an island, especially not just with cats to eat, because I couldn't kill the cats either. I'm not a huge fan of cats, but I would never like want to hurt one, like especially like cute little kittens.
Well, that's so very benevolent of you, but you're gonna starve to death if you don't eat this cat.
Yeah, exactly, and I wouldn't want to have to do that, so I'm gonna go with the house of cats instead.
Okay.
Interesting. You're so nice. I feel like all of our other guests that we ever had on here, they'd be like, "Give me that meow meow." You know?
They're too similar to dogs. Too similar to dogs.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, you are much nicer. But I could deep fry a cat. How about you, Kyle? You can either live in a house that's very, very full of cats, or you could live, what was it, alone on an island
And all you can
where
eat
the only
is
thing
cat.
to eat is cat.
Okay, so I live on the island. Can I go to places where there are people?
No.
Never?
I don't think so.
No. That would defeat the purpose.
Well, I mean, I live in a house here, but I still go out.
Yeah, but is it full of cats?
No, fortunately not. Um,
We'll say I guess you could be around people, but you'd have to eat and sleep on the island.
What? No, that's
Well, how are you going to get people?
how do you get off the island? Why can't you just be like, let's take my dinghy back to my place, which is an island?
Oh, I would do it just to use that line.
I'd go there. Except what do you get?
if that's the case, then I'll pick the island. I can't stand cats.
What if that's not the case and you do have to be alone?
If I have to be alone forever, how many cats are we talking?
They will part for you when you walk.
Oh my god. Um, wow. This is tough. The island.
I'm taking the island too. I don't want to be around that many cats, and if I was going to be around that many cats, I would probably start cooking them anyway. So it's too many. You've got to do something.
If I'm allowed to have other people on the island, that might change things. But assuming I have to be alone forever, then yeah, I would have to go with the house.
Well, I mean, could you burn your house down with all the cats in it and claim it on your homeowner's insurance?
I don't think so. I think,
I was
and
gonna
if
say
you
maybe
did,
you could, but then they'd give you a new house with more cats.
Ugh,
One more cat than you had before.
no way out.
Can I like transform the cats into dogs? Because then that would be like a dream. I could do a house full of dogs.
I still couldn't do a house full of dogs.
Mm.
It wouldn't be
What?
ideal, but it would be much better than a house full of cats. Because you can train dogs. Cats are a lot more difficult to train.
Most things would be a lot better than a house full of cats.
That's the point.
Oh. All right, let's see. Uh, oh, um, okay, just a couple more. I've got 4 more. Um, you're walking through the thick woods, and after wandering for a good 5 miles, you find a hole filled with $2 million in pennies. Whatever, there's a note attached, or you're very good at estimating, but it's $2 million in pennies. Um, having neither transportation nor phone reception, how many trips are you willing to make back and forth to collect it?
Can I vaporize the pennies somehow and then just like carry it back in like a balloon?
It's thick woods.
Oh.
Do we bring friends? Say, hey, I'll give you a cut of this penny money. You can come help me.
Can we bring
Yeah.
a truck?
Nope, woods are too thick.
So, like,
How are we gonna carry it? Like, do you have a backpack or just kind of like scoop up the
That would
pennies?
definitely be it. You would be carrying. I mean, the first time out, you've been walking, so you've got nothing. But you could potentially go back for a backpack and a friend or something.
wonder how many pennies you could digest and poop them out without really.
Oh no.
Oh,
I mean, for that first trip, you don't want to be wasteful.
I'd be wasteful.
I really
If you're going in the woods, hopefully you would at least have a jacket and could carry some.
Can you melt down the pennies instead? Because I'm pretty sure it'd be worth more than $2 million if you melted it down and just like sold the copper or in the zinc or something.
Sure. Yeah, but I mean,
That might make it easier to carry too, instead of falling all over the place. You just kind of drag a brick on some rollers behind you.
it'd be easier to carry, maybe, but you're going through the woods, so it's like through
Yeah, you
thick
can't
woods, so you
even.
wouldn't really be able to drag, and you're carrying the same weight.
I will do you one better. I would come back with a bag full of penny rollers. I would roll all of those pennies, and then I would carry them back. I can't have all that loose change.
Oh, I have an idea. Okay, so I'm going out of the woods, leaving it all there, and then I'm gonna take one of those machines that kind of convert your pennies into cash and stuff like that. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
bring one of
bring-
those back with me, dump all the pennies in, and then take the cash.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't think that works.
Why not?
If there's no phone reception, there's no
Electricity.
electricity. You're 5 miles out into the thick woods.
I would take as many dang trips as it took.
Yeah?
5 miles, that's not that bad.
Can I go back, bring like this, like, make like some sort of like chute thing, and then just like lay it down over the 5 miles, and then just kind of have them sent to me?
Yeah, if you can figure a good way.
That's how I would do it.
How about you, Kyle?
Kyle,
No, but I mean, what were the options?
How many
How
trips are you gonna take?
How many trips would you be willing to make?
Oh. Until it's done, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
$2 million is $2 million.
that's what I'm saying. Also, Kyle,
Yeah.
Drive Young King wants to know how much cocaine is in your drink.
Wait, who asked that?
Yeah.
Drive Young King.
Oh.
Kyle's a cheap ass coke whore.
Okay, we've gone over this. I'm not cheap. Not much. I think it's only. I've never had this kind of drink before, so I think it's. Can't find it. I'll have to get back to you.
I'm trying to decide about this penny thing. You figure 5 miles, you could maybe run out and then walk back. 5 miles running through thick woods. I don't know. I feel like it would take you a good long while. Um,
Can I get a magnet and put it outside of the woods and just kind of attract all the pennies to it?
it's not magnetic.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Um, so I wonder how much do you think you could carry at a time? I mean, how much does well, I mean by weight. Uh,
For 5 miles? Probably not very much.
let's see, a penny
One
weighs
penny
2.5.
weighs, yeah,
So how much do you think you could carry safely or effectively? 50 pounds or so?
I don't think I could carry 50 pounds for 10 miles, or 5 miles.
there are 100 million pennies.
So let's see, 22 kilograms. Uh, oh, uh,
I
so
could
you could
probably.
carry about 8,800. Call it 9,000 pennies per trip.
What's 9,000 pennies? How much does that weigh?
Somewhere between 45 and 50 pounds.
Mm.
So 9,000 pennies is $90. You would be making 90 bucks per trip. Uh, if you ran out there and you were good at running through the woods,
With the
you could
50-pound backpack on your back.
well, that's for the walking back part.
True.
If you run out there and you're pretty good at running through the woods, then say you could do that in a little more than an hour, right? Um, so that
But it's the woods. You can't really run fast in the woods.
it would be fast for in the woods. That, some time to load it up, and then the walk back carrying the weight. Um, the walk back is probably going to be somewhere around 2.5 hours, right? 3 hours. So say altogether you're spending 4 hours per trip at $90 per. I mean, it's $22.50 an hour, essentially. I'm trying to decide if it's worth it.
Yeah, can I just pay someone else $10 an hour to do it for me?
I think that would be the smart way to do it.
Yeah, I'll tell you where it is, but you gotta bring it back and then I'll split it with you.
Yeah, I think that would be the smart way to do it. And I bet if you found someone who was in college, not in the first year of college where you still think that money is infinite, but a little bit later in college where you've started to run out and you're eating really crappy food, I bet you could get someone who's right around junior year in college to do that.
Couldn't get me to do it.
I'd be willing to bet you could find someone.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, I think that would work.
Or you could hire like a really strong person, just find a really strong person, because they would probably make a lot less trips.
It's true. If they could carry double, yeah, then it's on the order of 40 bucks an hour, 50 bucks an hour maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be doable. You could split that.
Yeah.
You could probably get a handful of particularly strong people and say, hey, one trip each.
Or you could have those same strong people carry you out one of those Coinstar machines and a generator.
So many hypotheticals.
But yeah, I think on my own, that might not be worth it.
Yeah, not on my own. Especially because I can't carry 50 pounds for 5 miles. That's not happening. That's like almost carrying my dog for 5 miles, and I carry him enough. Like, I could probably do like 20 pounds, but I would only be able to make a couple trips like that before I just wanting to go to sleep.
Well, even if it's 25 pounds,
Yeah, but they
you're
didn't.
down to $11 an hour.
Exactly, and that's like,
You're saying it might not be worth it.
I'm saying that who said you had to go do it in one day? Nobody else knows where this money is. You could make a trip a day. You know what I mean? You just take an hour here, an hour there.
That's true. It's the 5 mile in each direction thing that would be the issue.
yeah, I have 4 hours a day to go walking around getting $11.
I don't know. I think I'd do it.
If I wanted to do that, I'd get a job at like McDonald's or something.
I think I'm going to post this as a poll after the show. About this one, while checking your bank balance from home, you see that 2 extra zeros have been added to the end of your expected balance. Do you try to move the money?
Move it where?
Probably out of that bank before they realize or something.
No.
Or before,
Am I gonna get caught?
I don't know.
I wouldn't. I would drive there and say, I think you're confused. So, I don't. That's all I got.
Well, if the bank like screwed up that somehow, then can we assume that they don't have like very good security or something? And like, then we could just like take out the extra money, like exactly the extra money that was added, put that in some other account, and then like since they have bad security, just like somehow get into their system and erase the details of the transaction.
I don't know. I'm scared. I would be so scared to get caught. I don't want to go to jail or wherever they send people who do things like that.
Also, probably with my bank account, that wouldn't be a ton of extra money, so.
Oh no.
That too. What are you
Kyle,
doing?
are you going to try and correct it? Are you going to try and move the money?
Oh, no, I mean, it's their mistake, not mine. I could just say I didn't notice. Plausible deniability.
Plus what?
Plausible deniability.
Plausible deniability.
Yeah, but then they're just gonna remove the money from your account, so.
That's cool, but I'm not telling anyone it's there.
I know. I think I would just leave it alone and not do anything to it and see how long it stayed there, and if it did.
I might just transfer it somewhere else.
That's what the question asks.
Yeah, would you?
Smarty.
I wasn't paying attention again. I'm sorry. I'm distracted.
Why?
You should pay
so
attention.
important that you're not paying attention to what's going on? Who's yelling?
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm getting yelled at by you and someone in the background.
I don't know. I think that was somewhere around here.
Oh, okay.
Probably
Okay.
a younger sibling doing who just knows what.
I think that's what they do.
What was the actual question?
Kyle!
Oh my god.
The actual question was, you're looking at your you go to look up your bank account balance, and there's an extra 2 zeros on the end. You try to move the money.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, sure.
I don't. I'm scared. I'm scared. Would you?
No, I don't think so. No. There are enough awful financial things that have happened around me to where I don't need any of that. Nope, I would like to keep my hands as clean as possible in that.
Besides, I'm just going to make $2 million in pennies, apparently. And I'm going to be super buff when I'm done. Or dead.
Well,
Did I ever tell you that time that I did this rucksack thing because John, my brother, is in the military, and he was all like, I gotta do this march through the woods, and they had to carry all their gear and stuff, and they had to get X amount of miles done in a certain time. And he was like, I don't, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that doesn't sound like it'd be that difficult. So I took my book bag, and I filled it with all of the books that I had from school, and I tried to do it. It wasn't bad. I did it.
Okay, if you take one trip a day, and you're getting about $90 a day, which is still carrying like how many pounds is that? Like 50 pounds. It
Yeah.
would take you 60 years if you did this once every day.
Oh.
It's true, but you could live on it.
Yeah. I don't know.
So what do you do for a living? Oh, I carry pennies back and forth.
Definitely don't get workers' comp, though, for I got injured today.
Yesterday sucked. It was raining.
Yeah. Oh, it might be easier, though. You guys slide some things around.
It's true.
Anyway. Sorry, I
Oh,
digress.
if it were here, though, could you imagine doing that in the cold?
Get a sled.
Or here in the heat, like, not only would it be really hot outside, but the pennies would probably burn you or something. Well, you're in a forest, so it's shady, so I guess not really.
But he said he had a question.
Who did?
Dias? Dees? I don't know what those are. I asked him if he had a he, her, who, I don't know.
I don't either.
Watching.
Look at my latest poll question.
Okie dokie. Looking.
You are unattached. 6 months ago, you started casually seeing someone, and they've turned out to be wonderful. One day, you're walking down the street and you see that someone sitting in a diner with someone else who, as it comes to find out, is their spouse. Do you confront the happy couple?
Wait, okay. How long have you...
6 months.
Serious? I mean...
Yep, they've managed to hide from you that they've been married for 6 months.
That's impressive.
This is gonna be... How old are we? Are we like mid-20s? 19? 16? 40?
Your age.
I'm my age, and I'm unattached. Okay, here comes this. This is a serious question. Did we do it?
I don't know. You decide. 6 months, you were casually seeing someone, and then they were great.
Well, that doesn't sound very casual.
Well, you were casually seeing them, and then it turned out they were great.
Does their spouse know?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, if you have to confront them and you didn't know about it, I would assume that they don't.
Right.
Well, they could be nervous to tell you, but their spouse might know. That would be unlikely, though.
I might, depending on the mood that I'm in.
I would probably confront the person I'm seeing later. Not right at that moment, though. I'd probably just be too, like, surprised.
How about you, Kyle?
I wouldn't confront them. It would be fun.
It would be quite a game.
The spouse thing wouldn't worry me as much as why didn't they tell me? Like,
Because they were married.
So they're not, like, completely a jerkwad about it because they maybe thought I shouldn't be doing this so they didn't tell you, but they're still a jerkwad. I think, honestly, for me, it would boil down to if they had kids.
oh, that too.
Then it's just not them, you know what I mean? That would be a family that you could be potentially whatever. But if it's just him and her, and he's being no, nobody does that to mama and gets away with it. Take note. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I know, like, without a shadow of a doubt that there are no kids involved, I'd be saying some stuff. I could cause no. I don't think I'd cause a scene, but his wife would definitely know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly think I would just go into the diner and wave something. Maybe not mention who I am, but enough to where they've both seen me. Um, Even if it's just like a, oh hey, I think you dropped this type of thing. Just enough to where they've both seen me, and I think that would be maybe enough. It would put it in the other person's court, which I feel like in that situation, that's the sort of news you'd rather hear straight from the source than from
The other person.
the other person. So I think that gives them a chance to tell that story.
Yeah.
Plus, it'd be, afterwards, if need be, you probably could go do something, but I think that would be a clear enough message um, to just make your presence known without making your identity known, more or less, without making your position known, you know what I mean?
Mm.
I don't know. I'd maybe say something like, "Hey, you left your tie at my place. Do you want to come over and get it, or should I just?"
I left my belt at someone's house a little while back, and I needed it for something, and I couldn't go back and get it. I wasn't happy about that.
Why was your belt off, Kyle? Yeah.
This is a PG show, right?
Yeah, clearly. We're so careful about everything we say here.
Well, I hope you got your belt back, or at least you replaced it.
Yeah, I went and bought a new one.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay.
You've got a question?
Oh, I wonder if this is the question. Their last poll question was this.
Should prosecutors be forced to have their plea deals approved by a jury?
Is that the
That was a
question
good one.
for? Yes, Dice. Ooh, I don't know how to say your name.
Deist, is that the question that you were looking for? I guess there's not really a...
I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's probably it.
Okie dokie.
I think I assume a lot of things,
I
but
know.
they're generally harmless enough. Um, should a jury have to approve the plea bargain?
No, because I feel like the whole reason, well, I'm just thinking out loud, of having a jury, you have to go through and make sure they're not biased about whatever it is. And then if you're already not wasting time, but you know what I mean, you're still using resources. And I feel like a lot of plea deals are cut so that you don't have to go through that rigmarole. Is this the same? But I thought there's a similar question, but the choices were different.
Hmm.
Somebody asked, yeah, I don't know. Sorry. So there's that. There's my thought on it.
That's a good point.
I think no. I understand why you would want to, but um, I feel like that's the judge's deal. Like that's you do have a check there already, um, and that a lot of times, if you've got the sort of thing where they are pleading down to try and turn someone else in, then um, sometimes sometimes getting that out of public record until after all is said and done would be advantageous. I think as soon as a jury is going to hear it, then that's in the public record, and even if it's sealed, that's the sort of information that always manages to leak out anyway. So no, I I don't I think for the safety of everyone and because that check is already in place in a different way, I don't think the jury needs to approve plea deals.
Yeah.
That's an off the top of my head thing. No, I'll have to think about it a little more.
Yeah. I think I'm on the same page.
What do you think, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. My general opinion of the jury or the using jury in trials, they suck. Um, so I would rather see the people that actually know what they're doing dealing with the issue rather than a bunch of random people that probably have little to no actual legal knowledge.
I kind of think that not having legal knowledge is the point, though, isn't it?
It's supposed to be a jury of your peers, but at the same time, they're just random people. I mean, I've been selected for jury duty. I never actually had to go, but my guess would be that I'm not their peer. They're not my peer, whoever it might have been. And that seems to be the case in the majority of cases. And I mean, look at a lot of the recent grand juror or grand jury issues that have been widely publicized. They failed pretty miserably on indicting things when there's obvious evidence that the person involved broke the law. So, I mean,
Not trying to sway you one way or the other, just curious. If the definition of peer were tightened significantly, how would you feel about it?
I think in most cases, especially if it's a case where there's a minimum sentence for a crime, which I don't support in the first place, I would still support the plea deal because a lot of times when crimes are committed, I would say that people are over-sentenced.
Okay.
So I actually support plea deals more than I don't.
That was a really serious question for this
I know.
show. I feel like that was a legitimate. I feel good about that one. Much more serious than living on an island of cat. Oh, and last one. So we kept this to pretty close to the time that we originally had
Look
planned
at us
on.
go. We're like
We started close to on
responsible
time.
and
We're
stuff.
ending close to on time. The powers that be have decided to give you any one thing of your choosing. Money is not an issue. You may not barter or sell the item that you choose. What do you pick?
Is it fully equipped? Like, if I choose a plane, does it like come with all the fuel I need, and do I know how to fly it and all that stuff?
I don't think they can give you knowledge, but they can give you the item. So if you ask for a fully stocked plane, you would get a fully stocked plane.
But I mean, can I like? Are they gonna like give me like lessons? Like, am I gonna have to go and buy like really expensive lessons to learn how to fly my plane?
You would have to buy the lessons. You get one thing. If it's we'll say if it's a vehicle, it comes fueled.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably want a plane. That would be awesome. Wait, does it have to be like a real thing? Like, can I have a teleporter?
You can't have a teleporter.
Oh.
Can I have a unicorn?
Okay, I'll take the plane then. The plane sounds pretty good.
What was the question?
You get one thing. Someone's going to give you one thing. Money's not an issue. But you can't barter or sell it. So you can't ask for like a mountain of gold to then melt down and barter away. So So someone's going to give you one thing. What is it?
My initial thought was somebody's going to pay for our kids' tuition to go to college, but I don't know how you can do that. I would take a house. I would take a house with my custom designed kitchen.
What does it mean by money's not an issue, though?
What's that?
What does it mean by money's not an issue? Does that mean that money's not an issue for you or for the person giving you this thing?
For the
That's it
person
for them.
giving you this thing,
Okay.
they are able to give you anything up to any price that you would like.
Gotcha. And can this thing, like, make you money? Like, can I ask for a solar farm the size of Texas?
Hmm. You can't sell it, so you would have to manage it yourself. But
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would be selling the solar farm. I'd just be making money off all the energy.
I don't know if that works. I don't know if that works. I wasn't expecting an answer like that.
So I'd go for the Texas-sized solar farm. Buy my own plane with that.
What about you, Kyle? One thing.
I would have them buy me a company. I'm trying to think which has which is the most valuable and which has the greatest chance of surviving. Hmm.
Google would be a pretty good one to run.
I don't know. Either Apple or Exxon. Well, Mobil.
My initial thought was along the lines of house. I was trying to think it through, and I think that would make the most sense for me. Something like a major company. I don't know if I would be able to. I don't know if I'd be able to jump into that role quickly enough to be effective, which I think would be a serious issue because you see these things die so quickly under bad management. If I had time to plan it, I think I could get there.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you're just buying the company. It doesn't mean you have to change its current structure. You'd still have whatever is existing minus the owner, which I mean, with publicly shared corporations, it's technically the shareholders, but you just own a majority of the shares.
I guess that's true. I don't know. I was thinking much more along the lines of tangible things, but
Well, I mean, if we're doing tangible things, you could
Then I'm going back
get
to the
the
plane.
world's largest yacht fully staffed.
I know. I was trying to think if it would be the sort of thing where it'd be like, here's something I could never afford and whatever. But I think, honestly, I'm more likely to say something like, here's something that would be incredibly practical for me that would,
Something practical.
like, well, something like a giant yacht works because you can live on it too. But
That's true.
and that thought did come up, but there are the sorts of things like buying a big enough house outright that would be really well worth it. And with the giant yacht, you would have to still refuel it because they're not going to continue to pay for fuel. It's going to be fueled when you get it, but you know.
Oh, they're continuing to pay for it?
And it's no, a one-time deal.
Oh, I want my solar farm then.
So I think I'm going with. I think if it's something tangible, I'm going with the house.
Sounds good.
I think so.
I still custom design my kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. That's what I've got, and that was my last question. Were there any in the poll?
I don't think so.
I don't either. I think the last thing I saw was Chef Missy being happy that Kyle is still mad at her.
Kyle is?
I think that might have been a comment timing thing, though.
Yep, I think that's it.
That's it.
So, thank
Cool.
you for everybody who did offer up questions, as weird as they may have been, Chef Missy. And, is it
Yes.
Deist? I hope we're saying
I mean,
that right.
it's a word. So, if it's pronounced as the word, then
So
deist.
forgive us if we are not pronouncing your username correctly, but thank you for our big kid question that we got to answer on here.
Yeah, no kidding.
And
And
yeah.
thank you to Kyle and Kyra for being on. Kyle, come back anytime, you know that. Kyra, we'd love to have you anytime, too. You were great.
Yay!
It was fun.
Quite the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Everyone likes you. So, that's it for this week. We'll be back next week, and I think we've got a couple of pretty cool guests lined up for that, too. So, that's it. Bye.
Later, Gators.